creative friends, welcome back to my channel. If you follow me over on Instagram, you would have seen still shots of this layout maybe a month or so ago. I've been really behind on editing my videos, and I'm getting this up much later than I would like, but better late than never, right? So today I am working on this pocket page, and I was inspired to put this together because of this wood veneer snowman from Inner Creativity shop on Etsy. It is a darling thin wood veneer snowman, as you can see, with an acrylic burr, B-R-R-R, on the front. And I love these thin wood veneer because they are so great to add some texture to a page without being too bulky. So I figured this would be great inside a pocket. I have this series of pictures of my son playing with our dog in the snow, and I thought it would be really cute just to do a spread of all of the images together. So I needed some background cardstock for my journaling and just for some filler pages. I ended up finding this 6x6 paper pad in my stash. It is very old. I was looking for a date on it and I didn't see it. I'm thinking maybe 2013. It's pretty old. And it was My Little Yellow Bicycle, I think. It was a company that I Googled. I'm pretty sure they are not around anymore. And I think I got it on sale at a local scrapbook store. But the colors match perfectly with this wood veneer piece and the photos. It's basically different shades of tan and brown and different shades of blue, which is perfect. I've got blue in the images with the snow, and then the wood veneer has different shades of brown basically. So the pad of paper just works perfectly. Now I do continue to audition some other products. So this one is it Indigo and Ivy? Um, I was auditioning it because of all the blues. And as you can see, it also is a few years old and I haven't even opened it yet. But I was just auditioning because I liked the blues and the tans in there too. But I ultimately stick with this more snowflake pattern and make cards and some filler cards with it, journaling cards and filler cards. I also pulled out some Paper Person stash that I have from last year, and also some, I can't remember the other brand that I pulled out. It'll come up in just a second. But I was debating if I should pull out more orange tones because of the orange that the orange hat that my son's wearing. But ultimately I stick with the blues and the browns. So now, after finding the paper that I want to use, now I am trying to find embellishments. Well, I know for sure I want to use this sequin mix, also from Inner Creativity shop, inside the pocket with the snowman. So I decided to just put those in because I know that's a given. These are adorable. They have different shaped sequins, some traditional sequins, plus some clay, like Fimo clay pieces, shaker bits, and then also some more long cylinder type sequin shaker bits. So what you can see, what I'm doing here is the snowman had a backing, a sticky back, which would be great if I wanted to put it down on a layout. The back had some writing of what the company was for the sticker paper, but this works out perfect because I took the sticker paper off and then I actually adhered it to the plastic sheet so it will not move around in my pocket. So that was great. Now I didn't care that the back was going to be all plain like that. I figure on the next page or the back side we're all going to know that it was a snowman on the other side, and it didn't bother me. I didn't feel like I needed to cover it at all. In hindsight, what I might have done differently next time is put some of the sequins onto the sticky part so it just looked like there was some decoration on the back. And I'm not sure if I turn it over again at the end of the video, but some of the sequins did stick there accidentally, and I realized actually I liked that. So I wish I had done more of that, but it's fine. So now I am just arranging my pictures to make sure that they are in the sequence that I want. And then that lets me know where my cards are going to go. So in this top left corner, I am using a screenshot from my weather app. I always find this fun to do when the weather is really extreme in my area, and I'm in the Seattle area, and so we don't get snow like this very often. So it's really fun to do a screenshot of the fact that we are having snow in the forecast at that time. I'm just looking through my embellishments here of which ones I want to use. This was a great sticker that said, "Baby, it's cold outside." It would have worked fine, but what I end up doing is going to some Ellie Studio embellishment pack that I believe is about a year old. I think it came out last year. And I end up using some of the snowflakes from that. It actually goes really well with the pattern paper that I chose. And I also want to pull out some of the darker blue to match the acrylic piece on the snowman. So it seems a little bit more cohesive. So I want to pull all those colors together. So I'm just playing around with a bunch of the different embellishment pieces, deciding where I want to put the different snowflakes. I want to have 3 snowflakes to have a visual triangle. I'm going to make a filler card down at the bottom left, and so that's where I put the largest snowflake there, and then I put a medium and a smaller one on my picture and on my screenshot. So I still have 3 snowflakes, but they're in different proportions, and that still gives you the visual triangle of your eye going from the top of the page to the middle and down to the bottom. So I found this frame also from Ellie Studio, from this winter pack that said winter with a little heart, and I love that. I'm really getting into frames right now. For a long time I didn't really know how to use them, but I saw Victoria Marie. I was following her quite a bit, and she uses them as layering pieces, and so I got into doing that more, and I just love it. So I'm just filling in some of the spaces where I want to put some word phrases. I'm auditioning some different snowflakes. For the most part, this is what the spread is going to look like. What I also do in just a little bit is pull the sequin mix out from Inner Creativity, and I use those as sprinkling bits around my page. They're really fun. I'm using them sort of like enamel dots, but an enamel dot would be too dimensional in a pocket page, and so these sequins work really nice to give a little bit of sparkle, just a little bit of interest into my clusters, but don't give a lot of dimension for the pocket page. So I guess I'm still playing around with embellishments, even though I'm pretty sure this is how it's going to end up. I will do some journaling on the right corner just to talk about the snow that we had and the watching my dog and my son playing. And I also, at the very end, show you in just a little bit, I pulled out my fuse tool to adhere this sequin pocket shut. Now, there are different ways you could do that if you don't have a fuse tool. You could use washi tape and just tape it across the top. You could use a sewing machine and do a sewing, just a straight line of sewing across the top, or use the fuse tool that I do in just a minute. And what I'm doing here is playing around with those sequins that I had mentioned earlier. This is where I decide that, yes, I'm going to use different sequins. I think I put 3 different snowflakes, and there's kind of like a holographic or just a shiny star in there, and so I use those in my clusters. So right now I'm finishing up my journaling, and I just want to give you a couple tips that I have for using the fuse tool. Right now I am letting it heat up, and then that's why I'm finishing my journaling. So step 1 is I would recommend heating it up to its hottest point. So plug it in and let it sit for at least 5 minutes. Next, you'll see in a little bit the speed that I use to adhere it to the plastic. I use a steady and consistent pressure. So what that means is if you go too slow, you'll end up burning holes in the plastic. If you go too fast, you won't get it to adhere. So that is the other tip that I have, is just to make sure you have a steady and smooth pressure when you are making your line with your tool. I also like to use a ruler, and it comes with a metal ruler like right here, and I use the edge of that to get as straight a line as possible. And then you see that I'm using a glass mat. You don't want to use anything plastic or wood underneath. So that is the finishing touches of my spread. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I will be happy to get back to you. Feel free to check out the Inner Creativity shop. I'll link that below to get some of these wood veneer pieces and sequin mixes. And I hope you have a great crafting day. See you in the next video.